The Thunderbirds? Did you ever see that? I don't know. Well, good evening and welcome. There's nothing I can tell you because, thank you, Brandon's brought the letters. Oh, we've got new segments and I have a prop. Very nice. Thanks for coffee, Mike. That's really good of you, mate. Guess what we're doing tonight? Something new. You can get involved. Before the show, Travis has gone online and on our website he's posted 3 questions relating to each of the 3 letters that we're going to be talking about tonight, and he's posted some yes, no, or easy answerable questions. And we've got some stats to go with the letters tonight in the discussion. So, you know, something like, are kids these days disrespectful? Second letter, not allowed to tell you. Travis is sitting there going, don't tell him! Don't! All right, you'll be surprised at what the stats actually reveal about what you think. First letter tonight. Are we already there? No, this one. Yeah, we are already there. All right, fine. I'm new here, sorry. Work experience is paying off though. First letter tonight. I was embarrassed to be Australian that night. To see and hear this behaviour being inflicted on peaceful and beautiful people, made me sick. Yeah, sometimes we can be yobbos, can't we? Second letter tonight. If I sound like a bit of a know-all, it's because I think that I actually do know a few things. Oh, nice to be confident. Last letter tonight. We've got a beautiful lineup tonight as well, all women. Last letter they'll be looking at is, despite Jackie Lambie pleading with her fellow parliamentary senators not to take money away from struggling single mums, that's what they passed into law. And the following week, they gave companies a tax break. All these letters, your say, and our beautiful panellists coming up right now on Sweet and Sour.
Got a problem, big or small, would a miracle be nice? Our motley crew is back, churning out advice. You might even laugh a bit in the following half hour. Park your backside on the couch, cause baby it's time for Sweet and Sour. Right here on Sweet and Sour.
Oh, some sugar in there, baby.
It's time for Sweet and Sour.
How's about some chili?
It's time for Sweet and Sour.
A countdown, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Hello everyone, welcome to Sweet and Sour. Terrific to have your company tonight and terrific to have all these ladies here. Let's meet them straight away. Hello Deanna.
Hello.
Always energetic. Where have you been? What are you doing?
Oh, I just got back
From?
a trip to the Grampians in Victoria. I went
Everybody
rock
goes
climbing
away
in
on
the
this
Grampians,
show,
and it
except
was,
for me.
Oh my goodness, amazing.
How long were you there?
A week in a little camper van,
it's beautiful.
totally dirtbagging
Oh.
it. It was awesome.
Dirtbagging it, I could do
That means not having showers and stuff though, so it's a bit gross. But you just have to really like the people you're hanging out with.
Okay, what's the aroma like from your position?
The aroma is good. She's lovely. I'm in love with her.
Okay, brilliant. Is there a song
I've
about
showered since. I got home and had showers.
Oh, thank you.
Like a
That's
bunch of
very
them.
considerate.
Aroma's good.
Aroma's good?
Happy where I'm sitting.
I'm not, I'm
Get a bit of a waft.
more of a Gloria Jeans man myself. Never mind. Hi, Nola.
Hello.
Where are you going?
I might be going to Italy
Really?
on Thursday.
Oh, that's a
Maybe.
bit rude.
Yeah.
For how long?
5 weeks.
How come? Do I
my,
want to come? What do you reckon?
my clever husband's having an art exhibition in Tuscany, so I have
Oh,
to tag along.
Brenda.
Look after him. I've got to look after him, feed him. And
Oh,
do
you
all
have
that.
to, don't
Yeah.
you? You know, someone's got
And
to
the
do
other
it.
thing.
We haven't seen Denise for absolutely years because I lost her mobile number and all the other details. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Nice to have you.
Yes, good to be back.
I haven't told you yet, but you're leading the song out of the show tonight.
Oh, good. Okay.
You're looking forward to that?
Yes.
I'm sure.
I'll be marching out. as I sing.
Are you going away anywhere soon?
I am going away on the Variety 4-wheel drive event.
What's the Variety 4-wheel drive?
Well, Variety WA is a children's charity that raises funds for sick, disabled and disadvantaged young people. And we raise money by having a great time, and we just do charity events to raise money, and we go out in the bush and celebrate.
It's the only way to have a fundraiser.
it's
Have a good time while you're doing it.
Yeah, so we're going to
Terrific.
go-
Welcome
go
back,
for it.
hon.
Thank
Lovely
you.
to have you here. Here we go. Letter 1 for the evening, afternoon, morning, whichever you want to call it, daytime. Dear Gary, my family and I were on holidays for Easter. We decided to take a drive to find somewhere to eat on Good Friday. On our way home, we came across a couple of roadblocks due to a candle-lit procession. It looked beautiful. There was a harmonising choir and it sounded so exquisite it gave me goosebumps. The kids wanted to walk along with it, so we parked, walked along with the procession, and for the first time in years, I felt some sort of solemnity at Easter. I can't tell you how many were participating. It might have been 1,000, possibly 5,000. There were a lot. My 3 children were in awe. Then I felt ashamed. As the long procession passed an apartment block, these bogans on the second floor began yelling abuse and profanities, also throwing empty beer cans into the crowd. The crowd did not react and kept walking. I was embarrassed to be Australian that night. To see and hear this behaviour being inflicted on a peaceful and beautiful religious procession at Easter time made me sick. Just one question, panellists. When did our kids become so utterly disrespectful, and what can we do about it? Paul of Kensington in New South Wales, Deanna.
Well, for starters, that's 2 questions. I have to just point out that there's 2 questions there. And my answer to the first question is not all kids are utterly disrespectful. Yes, there are a bunch of people in society who are absolute tossers, and it's always going to happen, but don't tar a whole generation. Yeah, I looked at all of you ladies.
They're not disrespectful kids.
I don't think you should tar a whole age group with that brush. It's not fair, right? Like kids in general are pretty good, you know. Also, second question, what can we do about it? Teach your kids to be kind, you know? Like they're bombarded with stuff that shows them how to be mean, bigoted, selfish, unkind people, right? So model good stuff for them.
Model good stuff for them. Why have we got to this point where now, well, we don't know how old these kids were who were on this second story balcony. Why have we got to this point where all of a sudden they don't know what the difference is between abuse and having fun on your own?
Maybe they've worked out just quietly that, and in their own minds, and I don't think there's a place for rudeness on any level or unkindness on any level.
Discourtesy,
ever.
all that sort of thing.
Yeah, everyone should be like it. But maybe they've got to a point where anything to do with religion generally means violence and beheading and killing and maiming and bombing, and maybe they just sort of think the whole religious thing is not worthy of any of their respect. You know? So
we've always had atheists through the ages, but even they've been very respectful of other people.
Oh, that's why they hung on the cross. That was respectful. Yeah, and that's why they sawed women in two. Yeah, that was respectful. Yeah,
Stoned people.
No,
stoned people, laughed, watched them
we
get
have
hung.
been,
That was
we
respectful.
we have been respectful, you know, but the Australian community's
Not
been
always
respectful.
though, Gary. There's been disrespectful behaviour. Always. Yeah, there has.
There's always going to be
There
a
has.
sacrificial lamb.
Always.
And
religion is hard now. It's hard.
have we become more or less respectful as a society?
We've become less religious.
I don't think it's changed. There's just more of us.
You don't think it's changed?
Media.
That's exactly what
And
it
we
is. You
see
see
more
more
of
and you hear more
It's
and you're
not
exposed to
People
more.
haven't changed that much.
No, girls, I got to tell you, I've been in similar processions because we do the same sort of thing in the Greek church here, and I've never encountered that sort of thing. Our people are pretty
Can
good.
I just say one thing?
They're all in the
Beer
church.
cans.
They want to
No,
be
no,
there.
outside.
They're not kids.
And you've
Yeah,
got
they're
Perth people
They're
going.
not kids.
Yeah.
They could be kids.
Maybe, but I don't think so.
They're
I
adult
think
kids.
they're
Young adults.
kids.
Young
They're-
adults.
they're-
All right, Jules, what's going on here?
Well, I work in schools, I'm a teacher, and I have to say, yes, I believe the disrespect that happens in schools is a lot greater than it used to be when I was at school. I would never have spoken to teachers the way that I get spoken to, and I'm in a good school. There's no consequences for these kids' actions. They don't get the cane anymore, and I'm not saying bring back the cane, but if they do something in class that's not acceptable, what do you do?
no recourse,
You go, okay, well, you have to go to another room and do your work, or you have to sit on the bench for 5 minutes. They don't have any consequence to their actions, and they know it.
Throwing
and
beer
therefore,
cans is more than
well, they don't do
disrespectful
that in
too.
primary school, but that's where it starts. And, well, certainly at home, and then in primary school, they go through school knowing that there's no consequence to the actions, and that's what we're spitting out into the world. And I'm sorry, but I do believe we need to do something about that. There
Denise,
needs to be
a quick final
consequences.
word. Do you want to say anything else?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think most kids are good, and I think that we have so much focus on the bad stuff in society, and it's all spread around social media. You don't see the good stuff. So this is a sad story.
Very
but
sad
I
story.
think The fact that there was nearly 5,000 people there would have been a lot of kids in that procession
Yeah.
that day. So let's
We
celebrate the
have
good things, you know.
surveyed you people at home. Anybody who wanted to go online before the show and see what the questions were tonight, you can do that now. And Travis has put up these questions and he's got these results. We asked a simple question online, and the question was, are kids these days disrespectful? What do you think the results were, ladies?
I reckon people probably said yes, because people buy into the bad.
There they are online right now. 58% said yes and 42%
It's
said
pretty
no.
even spread. Like, it's not perfectly even, but it's a pretty even spread.
There's hope. When we come back, we've got more of your say, and we're going to be talking about Noels at home and elsewhere. Don't go away. More of Sweet and Sour coming up.
Getting in touch with Sweet and Sour is easy. Just head to sweetandsour.net.au to send us a letter. And while you're there, why not check out our past episodes? Plus, don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And for a behind-the-scenes look at Sweet and Sour, check us out on Instagram.
Like to send us a letter? That was the address that you send it to, and for everyone that we are going to read out tonight, we're going to send you to the movies, courtesy of Natalie Cameron and NRC Communication. And the movie we're sending you to this week is Berlin Syndrome. Bom, ba-dum, bom. Sounds pretty good. Here we go, letter 2, entitled Just Shut Up. Dear Mitch and guests, please tell me if I should keep my mouth closed.
Oh yeah, do it now.
My wife tells me that I rub people up the wrong way because I always correct them on their facts in conversation. Well, I do. Not to make myself a smart ass, but to have a more meaningful and more real conversations. I'm really interested in the other's perspective, but if that perspective is based on wrong information, why should I keep my mouth shut? Think about it. If a politician was to stand in Parliament, talk rubbish, and not a soul stood to correct the comments, what sort of laws would we be passing? So I don't try to be offensive, and if I'm challenged on my facts, to me, that means the other person wants to know the truth, so I'm always happy to look them up. If I sound a bit like a know-all, it's because I'd like to think that I actually do know a few things. In areas where I know nothing, which is the overwhelming majority of topics, I'm delighted to shut up and listen. So who should shut up, me or my wife? And we're going straight to Julie. Who shuts up?
Oh, Kevin. I
Kevin
think
shuts up.
It sounds like maybe it's the way you correct people on their facts. I don't think
usually
it's
the way,
wrong,
isn't
because I'm a bit like that. I know Nola. I tend a little bit.
When you've had a
So if I know that someone's saying something that's wrong, I like to say something. But I will never say anything about, if I don't know what I'm talking about, no, vroom, zoom, don't say nothing. But I do believe, Kevin, you just might have a problem with the way that you're correcting people.
It's the way you're doing
It's
it,
just
mate,
that
says
way.
Julie.
So I don't need you to shut up. Just
come on
be
in.
nicer about it.
Well, I would suggest that they hand him a mirror and have the discussion with himself. He sounds like a classic narcissist to me. Absolutely.
Denise
I
doesn't like you, mate.
Don't like him.
Don't like him.
Totally.
So what are you telling him? To shut up?
Well, I just give him my mirror. No, he just sounds like he's not a politician.
You're a dick.
He's a dick.
You're a dick. You're a dick. All right, Deanna.
Narcissist.
Well, look, I don't reckon either of you should have to shut up. She's entitled to her opinion. You're entitled
entitled
to
to
do
his.
whatever what you want with her opinion, you know. But like the thing is, right? Spouses can often see things in our behaviour that we don't see. So it's worthwhile to listen to them sometimes. But if you think you're good, carry on, bud. And pretty soon, when people stop talking to you, you'll find out that you're actually being a twit.
Don't spouses also get on one another's nerves
Totally.
after a while as well?
That's why it's up to you whether you take the opinion on board or not. But sometimes they see stuff that we don't see.
Kevin's actually written into us.
I
Says a
think-
lot, doesn't it?
I think if there's a line and you're running in a race and you cross it and there's a clear fact winner, you're the fastest. Other than that, it's an opinion. And that means that often it's just your
Not
opinion.
always. If you know facts, you know facts.
Yeah.
Facts are facts, right?
But he's talking about opinions and other
actual
people's.
facts.
Oh,
Well,
alternative fact.
you could say that person's that, and that's your opinion, and it might not be that.
Well, he
tomorrow.
says that he's happy for people
Well-
to check up. He's happy to check up on facts if people
knows
question
the
them,
facts.
right?
Well, our viewers had their say, and the question that we asked them was it okay to correct people? Is it offensive or acceptable, we asked, rather. And here's the statistic. Here it is. Drum roll. 77% of people said it is acceptable to excuse me, correct people on facts.
I'd be swallowing too. I'm swallowing too. I don't even know if that's true.
I've heard you've said that on many. Never mind.
Well, why?
When we come back, we're going to be talking about whether our government is actually making the rich richer or not. We'll see what the panellists have got to say, and we'll also see what you've got to say. Don't go away. More with Sweet and Sour coming right up now. See you in a minute. Who's getting richer?
Most people think I'm sour, but my mum says I'm sweet. Why don't you tune in and find out for yourself?
We've got 2 countdowns. That's terrific. Well, welcome back to Sweet and Sour. Straight into the letter. Bit rich, it's entitled. Dear panellists, aren't you all fed up with government for the rich, by the rich? Why is it that we, the little people, always have to pay and the rich get to reap the rewards? They come out right now.
Yeah.
Got to put those teeth back. How come the media didn't even blink when in 1 week, despite Jackie Lambie pleading with her fellow parliamentary senators not to take money away from struggling single mums, that's what they then passed into law. The very next week, companies received huge tax cuts, and yet no one's talking about this. And again, politicians are talking about fiddling with negative gearing. Foreign buyers create huge demand and price inflation for our residential property. Why should these non-citizens be allowed to buy our kids' future? And again, why is it the little people, the mum and dad investors like me, who are going to lose out when something has to be done? They won't penalise the foreign investor, yet they're going to penalise you and me and take away negative gearing while foreigners are free to keep pushing up the prices. Enough is enough, but what can we say about this? It's an emergency. Peter of Joondalup, just down the road in WA. Nola.
King John. It's been that way since the day dawn. You know, we need a little Robin Hood, I think. A little Robin Hood, come along.
Robin Hood,
Look,
Robin Hood,
I can't even think of a time in history when the government hasn't been like this. Do you know what I mean? Taking people's taxes, ripping off the people, the sheeples I call them, because we let them get away with everything for a very long time, and then everybody's backs go up for a minute, and then a law gets passed, and then we go back into complacency. We are the power, only we never, ever, ever use it. So it isn't different. This is a different times. It has always been like this, and we need to stand up, and nobody does.
We surveyed 100 people. No, that comes from another show, doesn't it? On our Your Say on our website, we've asked the question: are you fed up with the government making the rich richer? But there's a presumption there, we know. But the results are these. Are they up on the screen? They're up on the screen? Okay, that's good. There we go. 79% of people said yes. So we're all fed up with, you know, the perception that government is making the rich richer. 21 said no. Okay, sorry, Deanna.
You just called me Deanna again.
Oh, wow.
Every show.
A default. There you go.
Every show.
Something
at
in my
least
head.
Once.
Do
Yeah.
you? All right, we'll have to change your name by default.
So look, I'm with you. You know, like the only response to this is support businesses and people who share your values and have the same standpoint as you, and get as many other people to do that as well. Yeah. You know, draw in the peeps, find your people and stand up, make some noise.
We don't employ lobbyists, but all the big companies employ lobbyists, and they're the ones who make the appointments with the politicians.
Yeah.
So we're just canvassed very lightly, if ever, out in shopping centres, and occasionally we get some people ringing up their local politicians, and usually they're the same people all the time. But the people who actually carry sway in this are those people who have got enough money and a big enough pocket to employ lobbyists. And the reason the foreign investors, in my view, aren't really being tackled is because the Property Council says this is fantastic.
Yeah, of course.
Our people are making lots of money and lots of commissions. And it is at the expense of our young kids. That's the way I see it. And it's because we don't lobby. We just don't lobby. That's my view.
But it has always been like it's always been.
I think so. It's got a little worse though. It's got a little worse. You know, we've got people in Australia now who are worth $20 billion. $20 billion.
Who needs that?
You know, when we're taking single mothers' pensions down a little, yet the tax
And just
implications
pensioners,
towards
just pensioners, our parents and people
Anyway,
Yeah.
Denise, sorry. Come on in.
Well, look, I honestly believe that this is something that's a day immemorial. It's always been in place. But I think one way they should do is put penalty loading on these people that we have got foreign investors for different reasons. They're not all bad.
Yeah.
We have to have some foreign investors, but we have to have caps on it. We have to have some loading on it so that they can't just reap everything. And,
I want to know one thing.
Yeah.
Residential property. You have to be a resident
Yeah.
to buy residential property.
Well, no, you don't, and you don't have.
Why not?
We can
it's
buy.
not the law.
We can buy properties in America, and Australians.
Well, I don't want to buy
properties
property in Australia.
but
I want
you-
kids to be able to buy here.
Okay, but people were getting their kids to buy properties in America when they had the big slump, and they were making money out of that. And look, it's got to be.
But that's
reciprocal.
America's. It doesn't have to be reciprocal. If we've got a problem here, we've got to fix up the problem here.
Okay, but it's global. It can't just be us because.
That's a culture. That's a culture we're all being sucked into.
But we need.
We can't buy any residential.
This is residential property. I don't mind any other property. Go and buy
are
industrial
residential.
property.
No, these are
Go and
residential
buy
properties.
anything you like.
Okay,
But we're even selling off our arable farmland as well. That,
Yes.
that really gets
And
up my
they
nose.
need to be-
Residential property should be for our residents.
Yes.
That's it. It says it's residential.
Okay.
That's why half these properties in Melbourne and Sydney are sitting there vacant.
Yeah.
Drives me nuts.
And it's
Sorry.
global. It's global.
All are.
It's global.
Everyone's passionate. Everyone at home is
Why don't
passionate.
you stand for
Australia,
politics?
though.
And-
Do get in there and do something about
We're
it.
all standing for
The only way it's
politics.
going to change.
He'll get in, and then to get what he wants, he'll have to
change.
sign all
Lobby him.
laws
Someone will lobby
Yeah.
him.
and have to take it up
Yeah.
some other place so that he can actually get that little bit. Do you know what I mean? It just doesn't work the way
And can we
I
all
wish it
support
did, but
local
it doesn't.
manufacturing, local
Yeah. That's
produce.
exactly the
Stop
other point
buying
that I had.
the cheap
Chinese.
imports.
The cheap imports.
Yeah, we
Buy
gotta
our
stop.
good quality local and use our local manufacturing.
Yes.
for
Julie, last word.
fabrication.
Well, as you know, people power. This lady it's an emergency. Peter, do something. Stand for. I don't know.
stuff.
Stand up for it. Become an independent or join a party, the one you agree with, or do something. You can't
W-
just sit in your armchair doing nothing.
WA can't even get its fair share of GST back.
No.
We are the lowest economy in the nation.
And we've just carried the nation
Percentage-wise.
for the last 25 years.
And you know, do we like this letter or another letter to give away the pair
Well, I
of
think
limited
you like this one. You're very
editions?
passionate.
I just like the issue.
Oh, you went nuts there.
No,
That's
no.
a very weird.
Sorry.
I've never seen you go nuts.
Mitch, a very important
I've
letter,
never
that one.
seen him that.
Very important letter. Denise likes that letter.
Yeah, I like that one.
Very important letter,
Yeah.
that one.
Which letter? Which letter? Which one?
Very important letter.
I like the know-it-all. Oh, you
No,
like the know-it-all.
no.
I like the-
Back to the fun. The know-all. Does anybody want to go to the know-all?
No, this
Oh,
one's
leave me out the cold.
All right,
No,
letter
we won't.
letter three coming out to
Two winners.
Peter of Joondalup in WA. Peter spelt with an A, so I figured that's
Lady Peter.
a
Girl.
lady
That's
Peter.
a girl.
Yeah. All right, of Joondalup. Good, we can
Too
drive
far
out.
away,
All
like.
right, we're going to disappear.
Really?
Yeah. I promise not to call you Deanna next time.
Yeah, but you will though.
I will. I wonder where that comes from. I have to
No,
be
you got it
rewired.
wrong on the
We got to go.
first
Say goodnight.
Oh, bye.
Say goodnight. Say goodnight. We're going.
Ciao. No, we got it
Thank
wrong
you for
on the
having us
first
at home
night.
tonight,
Say
Australia,
good
and
stuff
thank you,
said.
crew.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody. Here we go. Say good night.
Bye.
Bye. Good night.
Bye.
Thanks, guys. I had fun.
Yeah.
Now, about these negative gearing laws that we're going to change.